Hello and welcome to my video about the benefits of using Scratch or coding. I decided to combine it with 4-5 music and take a look at how we could combine, instead of thinking about just an hour of code, how we could incorporate coding and Scratch into the music classroom. At my previous school, I only got to see my grade fours for music for 1 hour a week. And it was right at the end of the day, and I found it difficult to get all the concentration that I needed from students. So I decided to create music centers, and I rotated them through different activities, games, and all those sorts of things. But I was thinking that now, with COVID-19 and students not being able to do lots of different activities, it would be great to be able to incorporate some sort of Scratch music into their centers. So I started thinking about what some of the teaching and learning benefits would be. So I always like to combine teaching and learning, because usually what's best for the kids in many cases can actually be best for the teacher. So it gives you classroom benefits. Of course, I started with the Mitch Resnick, with with a quote from him, the creator of Scratch. So not just learning to code, coding to learn, right? So he, of course, talks about how coding opens up new possibilities for learning, right? Which is so key. Also, when I was looking at incorporating this into a music type of center for my students, I was thinking about how this will help them to keep persistent when things aren't going well. So that social emotional learning piece, that's so key for our junior learners. And then also bringing in that creative process, right? When we're using Scratch and coding, we're doing all of those things. We're learning about the process of design, right? And how to take complex ideas, break them down into simpler parts. So also for the teacher, if you don't have a lot of access to technology, meaning you can't get a class set of Chromebooks, into a portable, or you're teaching on a cart, those kinds of things, right? How much easier would it be to have 4 or 5 devices that go on your cart that can be easily set up into a quick little lab that you need, or you just don't need a whole class set if you're going to be rotating groups of kids through, right? So that I was thinking of all of those kind of teaching learning benefits. I was thinking those would be really key. I also then went, of course, and linked these up with and linked Scratch up with the curriculum expectations for math. Of course, it's there. So we've got cross curricular here. And then the overall expectations for music. But really, what it does is it brings in the elements of music, which is something that happens. We look at this, musicians, we look at these elements of music, we look at them across K to 12. So my secondary students right now, this is what they're looking at. Whereas in my grade, when I had grade fours, grade fives, grade sixes, this is also what they're looking at. So key things that Scratch does, it really would helps kids to understand and demonstrate their understanding of duration, pitch, dynamics, texture, harmony, all of these things. It can do that, and the kids have fun doing it. I also decided to check in with a colleague. I have a friend of mine. Her name is Victoria Boucher. She's in the Blue Water Board, and she's teaching grade 4-5 right now, homeroom in the morning for math. And then she also has some music scattered in there as well. So she was saying that for her, using Scratch and other types of coding software, or even just activities that are unplugged, can really increase the opportunities for students to engage with each other in flexible groupings, which was then something that I was relating back to the very, very beginning of this course, and the junior level students really needing. So she was saying that since I have a 4 or 5 split class, she said that she really needs activities and lessons that fulfill multiple curriculum expectations at once. So these are things that she's consistently and constantly looking for. She also was telling me about teaching music from grades 1 to 5, and how she's always looking for new center ideas that can be on a cart and ready to go. So she was saying when using Scratch, she can of course solidify the concepts of pitch, duration, and have flexible groupings all at the same time, while hitting some of the expectations from the math curriculum. So those were some of the benefits that she went through with me. So I did spend some time on Scratch creating some things, and I was pretty hooked. So I think that at the end of the day, the biggest benefit is that students can present their understanding of concepts that are embedded in our music curriculum in a really fun, creative way. So thank you so